in the world, but I'm telling you, man, it's a perfect storm, and FURIA are going to win, and they're going to start on the T side. One thing I really enjoyed in the season with FURIA was just how efficient they were at taking area on the T side. Nuke will be an interesting challenge, obviously, because it's Nuke, so it'll be a great first test for them. But I'm telling you, Dan, they're going to win. You can see it already. Art's been dropped to P250. He's got Kevlar. He's been made the raid boss. He's got that extra range, instant headshot, and a great start on Nuke.
Yes, and I can't find anything towards main, but actually team coming in from the window there. Nice one from Zipex to kick things off there for Astralis. Even up the numbers, but in comes the push from Ramp, and Zipex will spot that one. So Yuri will go down, and here is the rotation. Speaking of going down, Glaive is well and truly in position there by decontamination, and he's just slowing him down. He'll take a dink, and that'll mean that he'll have to fall back, but you can see he's just trying to fire a shot off here or there, just slow down this T side as much as possible. Vinny, though, finding the back of Magisk. That's quite annoying there for Magisk, and maybe there's a chance here for FURIA after all.
Yeah, that P250 will come in handy with the increased armor penetration as well, so even if you're not getting the headshot in a situation like that, it will make a hell of a difference. A Glock can take up to 7 shots to kill somebody if you don't find a headshot. Can be quite a pain. So the bomb's been planted on the A bomb side. There's a man advantage for Astralis. Sorry, for FURIA. Well, there was one, not anymore. They've got a high ground, which is a problem for FURIA. And then the 2 versus 2, there's plenty of variance to be had in the pistol round, but it won't be had for FURIA. They start off very well on Nuke. Taking the pistol round, they won't retrieve the P250, but that's not the worst thing in the world. 1 round in the bag. Now, you do wonder, with Astralis' absence from the scene, if there is any ring rust, so to speak. And that's part of why I think it's a perfect storm. I'm sure they've been practicing in their time off, but there's nothing like a real live tournament. I know these guys are very fond of the ECS finals as well. Often got good support here once the crowd are in. So they won't want to start off this one badly. Now, I spoke about FURIA's executes. Art is asking some questions around this event. Not showing to the Hut player, it seems, just yet. Creeping, and there's Dupree taken out. So far, so good. There are 2 scouts to deal with here, but Art has taken a lot of issues away. Choke point's been smoked off, so looking like a good anti-force buy. Yeah,
it's a spot where Astralis are going to have to save what they have, bring it into the next round, in which they will be a full eco, so it's not the worst spot in the world for them, but FURIA know what they have now, so in knowing that they have these 2 scouts, it's definitely going to encourage FURIA to go for perhaps a similar round where they just focus on the more close quarters engagements. You don't want to test outside too much when there's a couple of scouts running around, unless you have the utility to shut those scouts down, which they will have. So there is this element of mind games now where FURIA know what Astralis have, and Astralis know that FURIA know what they have. So, and in knowing that, you can understand, okay, if they've got a couple of scouts, these are the best spots where you can get the most value out of scouts. So should we not go there? Will they instead stack where maybe scouts would perform very poorly, like on the upper bomb side, stuff like that. I don't know if we're going to see anything too complicated here from FURIA, except just use a utility, get all the bodies in one place. You've got the Mag-10s. There's no need to overcomplicate matters. I would like to see them go outside regardless. Just with the smokes, get down towards Secret. I think that's a pretty effective way to play the anti-eco. You can take control over control. The vents, force rotations. FURIA are a master of forcing out your rotations on this map.
FURIA are 89% in 19 maps of Nuke in the last 3 months. Of course, those are not mostly against Astralis, so you'll have to bear that in mind. 4 maps. 75% for Astralis. But again, I think there's a pitch assault in both directions there. So 2 scouts on Nuke is an interesting one, but I don't think we're going to see almost any action from them in this situation. And this is a weird spot because the bomb's being planted on B. Now, there are Mag-10s on the go. You don't really want to give up too much bonus money to your opponent, especially when they've had a good start and they've got a clean sheet, because it just means more pressure later on. But that's a good beginning with the shot from Zipex, so he'll get an upgrade. That's definitely a save for him as far as I'm concerned. So there's 1 player lost to the Mag-10. If it's just the one, then that won't be too shabby. Magisk may choose to take a risk and try and pick up another weapon. Create some space. Zipex will create some space, and in the meantime, Magis will try and creep and get an AK, a Krieg. So 2 rifles out of this would be fantastic for Astralis, and they might just be able to hold on to this, or maybe not. Just the one then, and there is some bonus money for FURIA with those SMGs. So again, they got more mileage out of it, but now comes the buy time.
Yeah, they found the perfect opening there, and actually something that FURIA did, which has been, I think, difficult for teams to deal with is, and they may actually shift the meta somewhat, is just how heavy the pressure is from FURIA towards the ramp areas, where, as I think Chad mentioned on the desk, a lot of teams are taking the outside with more focus these days, more death matching out there, more pressure, and ramp is often just going to have one player there. So FURIA have been one of the first teams to really truly exploit that, but they still have the SMGs here. They'll go quickly outside. We see the wall of smokes almost immediately here. I don't know if Astralis already saw it, but there's a gap. There's no second smoke there. For Secret, they see the bomb, they get the kill, and now Glaive is watching for it. This is a disastrous, James. What happened?
What in the blazes is this? Well, again, I think you can, even though this looks terrible, on the plus side, it's better it happens in round 4 than it happens in round 14 or round 24. So if you're going to make a colossal mistake like that, just get the nerves out of the way, get the mistakes out of the way now, and then you've got plenty of time to recover. So don't have to focus on it too much if you are the players on the server. Okay, there's going to be a big duel. Magis up close. He's got a helmet, actually, so that's not a favourable engagement for Art up close to the Mac 10, but they've got a numbers game to abuse. Into the A bomb site. Landing up for Magis. He's forced to reload. There will be no punish just yet. Dupree's trying to help. And now it's just down to Dupree. 1 versus 2, they're both low. Plenty of time. It's all about these duels. Yuri's got to find a headshot here, surely. Dupree teasing, jiggling, and there's the first round for Astralis. However, with only 1 player surviving, this could be a very brittle situation for them. And as you can see, they're definitely going to have a worse buy than FURIA.
Yeah, it's kind of perfect. And I wonder if that might encourage FURIA to go outside. When you feel like you don't have to worry about the AWP, if you feel like there's a world where they can't possibly have enough money for that, obviously outside becomes a spot where you can kind of leverage the advantage that, you have these Kriegs, you have this AWP on Art. Art is pretty incredible at getting the opening kills as well. He's really explosive. They have some cool boosts here we may see around these boxes. I think I saw a run boost onto the T-Red container as well, with Arts being the one flung forwards, which doesn't always go so well. But again, credit to FURIA for constantly trying to innovate and push the envelope. And they're a team full of personality, and they absolutely have their own identity. It's another reason why people just love watching them at this point.
I think this is the best, aside from planting the bomb, that was the best way to lose a round for a T side. At least in this stage of the game. Zipex with plenty of sound cues, his teammates will need to reposition. Playing close to the UMP, trying to get the most out of it. Glaive potentially doing the same. Trying to catch FURIA while they execute into the B bomb site. 1 for 1. May favour FURIA. They've got a minute on the clock, waiting for the smokes to go. Kind of reminds me of Overpass sometimes when the B site is split in 2 by smokes around the pillar, and then the T side, they're so close, but they're just waiting for them to go to clear out the CT positions. Again, plenty of time, and there's still some more utility. Yuri's got another smoke grenade, but there's 2 for Glaive, getting maximum value from this UMP. How on earth has he got 3 unanswered frags? That is completely ridiculous. That's a great hold from Astralis. That is you shouldn't be able to get 3 frags of UMP and not get traded. That is insane.
Yeah, they found some really good timings there. You can see FURIA, I think, we're really trying to sweat out Astralis. It's a great move. They have this really fast pace. They take the lower bomb side. Then they slow their roll in a pretty significant way and just start pausing. And when you do that, you're trying to find a spot where the CTs will overextend because they'll sort of be taken for surprise by that change of pace. But speaking of which, it seems like we'll continue to have these fast beginnings even when FURIA are on a pistol save. 4 players towards this ramp position. Zipex is there pretty much alone, although support is quickly down the ladder and towards the ramp position. So Zipex and Magis will clean this one up pretty effectively. Bomb has been planted, which was always the plan.
Ninja plants.
And I think they can be pretty oh my, what the hell is this?
Ah.
Oh man, that
I
was...
respect that.
That is pretty amazing, James.
That is a Bardoff level knife kill.
Yeah, 4 players appeared on his screen and not one of them saw him. How does that happen?
I don't think I've ever said that before, but that is
That was incredible.
A professional player has met my level of knife kills. I respect that.
That is incredible.
I respect that. That could be some really important bonus money for the team if that allows them to pick up an AWP should they want one. They won't. They don't on this occasion, but maybe it gives them the extra piece of utility. Who knows? We'll see how this is looking to play out. Will it be a fast execute in towards the A site? They seem to have pretty forward spawns. Quesarato's got the HE and he's in front of everybody else, so that's surely going to be going towards a squeaky door, which is a standard part of the start of a round for a lot of teams these days on Nuke, whether they go into A or not. As you can see, they threaten the execute, and this forces the CTs to throw a lot more utility inside the A bomb site with the smoke towards main, but they are focusing on the outside FURIA. Maybe there won't be a gap on this occasion with their smoke grenades. They've got one into the main position pretty quickly, and they're looking to wrap to the outside, but again, Astralis are just coming in with these frags.
Yeah, very annoying indeed, and FURIA have Able J trying to make his way up towards Heaven, and there is, I believe, Glaive in the window position, so this is pretty awkward as players all over the place. FURIA not really finding the frags that they needed to. Astralis finding the gaps in FURIA's push to sneak up on them, and that shouldn't really be happening. So FURIA really losing a lot of momentum here. Off the back of those 3 initial rounds where FURIA looked amazing, they've struggled to find their footing after that 4th round where they managed to lose by the slimmest of margins. I think it's a 1v1 situation, and they've lost. It feels like they're kind of searching pretty desperately at this point. Okay, what kind of round opening is going to give us the most advantages? They've tried a lot of outside recently, a lot of fast pace.
It seems that Astralis are positionally 2 steps ahead of them. If you look at the B bomb site when there were 3 UMP kills for Glaive, I think it was, and the rifle rounds as well, they just seem to be ready for everything at the moment from FURIA. So while they can catch other teams off guard with some of their T executes, which I've referred to, Astralis are appearing to be, and obviously expected to be, a tougher test. Vinny has taken Magis down on the ramp, but there is Zipex here as well, looking to maybe get a cheeky kill and then fall back to a safer position. He is a numbers game, but he was maybe he went to the well a bit too much there. That was a good play from FURIA positionally. They had almost 4 people facing him at the same time, so he was almost guaranteed to get traded. So the rest of Astralis will have to try and hold things down now. Bomb plant looking quite reasonable at this point. Only 1 bullet required. Case right at 24 HP, but he survives for now. Astralis still with a man advantage, but that won't last very long.
Okay, so Rat has actually collected the AWP. The flick is not going to be landing anytime soon, as it's down to Yuri in the 1 versus 2, but Yuri is more than capable for this one. Pretty expected position. Will Astralis be able to attack this as 2, or will Yuri be able to split them up? That's the name of the game, and he can't get it done. Glaive is having a great game so far. That's an important frag, and that will be the defuse as well. FURIA coming closer in this round than some of the previous ones, but it's still not looking all that great for them. And I feel as though against the likes of Astralis, you know, FURIA, it's the T side that they're known for. FURIA have incredible T sides. That's what they do. And on Nuke, they've got lots of cool stuff that, you know, cool timings, cool maneuvers around the map that can kind of catch you off guard in the current meta. And they have quirky plays as well and personality to throw into the mix there as well. And you can often get a lot of rounds on their T side against teams that aren't quite as experienced on Nuke. But against Astralis, James, you can see they're so steady. And if FURIA don't get a good portion of T rounds, I don't know if I fancy their chances on their CT side to replicate Astralis' performance, that is.
Since the bye round for both squads, it's pretty much been 5 rounds in a row for Astralis. And when you look at momentum in a half of Counter-Strike, you pretty much have to start at the first bye round. So in that respect, it's all Astralis. AWP and 4 Augs, 5 scopes for the Danish squad. Trying to deter a push into the A bomb site, but Vinny will get a cheeky frag. I guess there was a flashbang up top and Magis was stuck and he was blind. The executes will continue for FURIA. Can they be as strong against Astralis as they have been in the past versus other teams? Glaive looking for 2. This time he'll be denied, and FURIA are all over the A bomb sites.
So this is looking promising here for FURIA. The bomb, though, is outside lobby, so that might be an issue. Someone's got to go back and get that. The closest man is Art with the AWP, and you can see he is worried about any potential flanks, which really goes to show they don't really have full information as to where the CTs will be coming from. However, Astralis are opting to play this one very safe, and without knowledge of exactly where the bomb is going, they have this setup where Device is watching outside. Zipex obviously at the top of the ladder. And there is a pop flash that Device can throw should Zipex want to peek upper, but he'll likely wait for the sound cues first to do so, because indeed, we can see Vinny here. He's holding the angle already. Sound cues will be heard. The bomb plant is heard. There's the pop flash. How much can Zipex get? Oh, nothing. That's not what you wanted.
The idea was nice, though. I wonder how much of the flashbang they saw. I'll definitely be watching the Go TV for that one later. Well, if we see the money for Astralis, they can buy in the next round regardless. Device does not have a defuse kit, so I mean maybe there's one on the... Is that one? That's just a boot next to him. I'm not sure if there is one nearby. So he may go for an exit frag. Let's see, here's footsteps there. They're moving away a little early, but Vinny wants to check. He has not picked up a defuse kit though, Device. Committing to it. Oh, there was one on the floor there, so he was going for the ninja after all. Didn't quite get there.
Yeah, I respect it. He's going for it there, and they have quite a bit of money. It's not... Oh, actually, yeah, it wasn't incredible. They're actually in a spot where FURIA can actually break him. So that's not bad, considering how well some of the previous rounds have gone. FURIA have been getting the kills in, as we can see, leaving just Glaive with money. Everyone else is broke. So Astralis really need this win to prevent eco territory. Art on the AWP is going to be quite interesting. We haven't really seen him get activated just yet. See him looking towards the main pick here with his orb. Lots of pressure. Yuri creeping outside as well. And it looks like he may get all the way down. And Astralis, they're feeling all this pressure on the upper bomb side. So they're not going to rotate anybody down lower just yet. So there may be the opportunity for a sandwich maneuver towards the ramp room if Yuri is able to get all the way to ramp. But of course, he's got to make some sound cues to do so. And teams often like to coordinate a distraction at the same time to allow someone to move through the door without it being heard.
Astralis not terribly concerned with the lower area just yet. Yuri biding his time, but no one's coming for him. In the meantime, Zipex is cleaning up on the ramp area. Now Device is surely going to add to the slaughter. 3 versus 2 in favor of the Danes. And maybe there was a card to play. Yuri's pretty much been down the vent this entire time, but he's going to get his bell rung in the A bomb site. Now, couter-strike has 4 HP and the bomb. He'll create some space, pop flash into A, trying to get through to main, but not quite working out. So I don't know if Astralis realized that there was a player downstairs, but Yuri was waiting for everybody else to make plays on ramp. They got slaughtered by the Orgs, and it's another round in the bag for Astralis. 6 rounds from the last 7, not too shabby for them.
Yeah, I mean, the play worked. Yuri got a kill because as soon as all the presence to ramp was spotted, someone from Squeaky dropped into the vent. No idea that Yuri is there. And so that was what it was always supposed to do, but his teammates are supposed to be able to break through the ramp. It's so hard against the Orcs sometimes. It's just so difficult to trade the CTs if they find a good angle. The Orcs spray is just so consistent. It's very good on that second or third frag for the follow, or well, the follow-up frags. Doesn't matter how many bullets you've sprayed. And Art's going to be able to creep through upper. This is amazing. I can't believe he's gone so far. Can he actually find a frag here? The timing is everything. Just barely misses the opportunity there. But the information's been given away, and Magisk will appear to do the damage to Art. So they've lost Art now. That's unfortunate for FURIA.
Magisk has been dropped in the meantime, but there are more defenses to be had. Potential variants through the smokes. Vinny's fishing, but not going to hook anything. Plenty of time on the clock. Everybody in the upper area for now. We've got Yuri creeping outside, and Glaive is inside the main position. Device is around hell. He's having a look here and there. Nothing doing just yet. Man, Brazilian peaks of AWPs are really crazy. From when we've seen Henny on the T-side of train doing crazy things, that was one of the wilder ones I've seen coming out of Squeaky like that. Dupree getting picked off. There's still a crossfire, though, for Astralis. 39 seconds remain. They've still got Vinny creeping with that Krieg. FURIA, big fans of the Krieg, and Glaive, big fan of the Org, but only good for 1. Device still on the high ground, trying to deter a plant for the time being. He spots one towards Squeaky, but a bomb has been planted, and that's a huge headshot from couter-strike. And I think this is another chance for FURIA to break the money of Astralis and try to get some more rounds on this T side.
Yeah, this really nice round again from FURIA. I think it started out like it was looking pretty favorable for Astralis. Artie goes really deep but can't find the kill, gets taken down. It's a 5 versus 4 pretty early on, and FURIA still didn't have a great idea of exactly what the setup was for Astralis on that upper bomb site. Yet still somehow couter-strike is able to open things up. He got that initial kill or the trade onto Magisk, and then that second headshot against Device is pretty awesome. And you can see how FURIA, they have these cool strategies where they're trying to force rotations, punish rotations with the way that they're taking their aggression on the map. And they've got the cool strategic layout, but they also have that level which we just saw, where they have these really good individuals that can just try to play off intuition, try to punish certain timings of peaks that the CTs kind of have to make at certain points to get information, and they just get the kills flawlessly. So that's how FURIA have gotten back into this one, really. And Art, he's back at this shenanigans again, but Magisk gets 2 off the spray through the door. Not a favorable start again for FURIA.
Yeah, I think Magisk got legged. I'm not 100%, but yeah, it's another one where, I mean, in many rounds, they've lost people very, very early indeed. Finny hasn't been spotted despite that's a big spray. Still needs to check the hut, though. Just about does, but oh, I don't know what happened there. If that was a mousewheel bug or just bad timing. Either way, it's couter-strike versus Device and Glaive. They've got plenty of time for a slow rotation. Neither of them have a kit. Maybe there's one on the A bomb site somewhere. Device creeping. A quick pop up, but not quite making a connection. Now he's got to worry about where Glaive is. There he is. Now, how does he peek Device? I think he can jump over the panel in the middle of these 2 silos to find out where Device is. Pop flash play, easily avoided, down to the pistol, but that will do the job. Another round in the bag for Astralis. But after the pistol, FURIA basically haven't been able to get those consecutive rounds in. And Astralis continues to build on their CT side.
That was really scary from couter-strike. I thought that flash was actually going to nail Device. If you get that perfect, I don't think you can really dodge that. So really fortunate that the USP was enough to do the damage there. couter-strike so close to saving the day. I don't even know how they got into that position. It felt like they went down to like a 3 versus 5 pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's been really labored for them.
But the thing is, even though they are losing their players early on in some of these rounds, they are actually able to, with their individual ability, fight back in the chaos to have some of these closer rounds, which is a much better look than, I think it's that string of 4 rounds after the pistol. That's where it looked like they were focusing really, really hard on just trying to make some of these strats work and force rotations, and then that just wasn't getting shut down time and again. And so now they've been going for a more chaotic approach where they just try to force the fights. And it's been kind of working. But as you say, James, there's no consistency that's really been found as of yet. But Astralis' money is broken. If FURIA if they are to win this one, they can still have that strong T half.
Yeah, they could potentially lead at half-time if they're able to break them in this particular round. Definitely easier said than done. Art's in the smoke. He might not even know where he is right now. I think many of us have been there. He's made his way downstairs. He's not being shy about it, running around. Sometimes you can try and disguise the sound while your teammates are spraying upstairs. No one seems to have realized, but he's not. I think he's trying to draw rotation because he's trying to make it obvious that he's here. And there we go. There's a duel with Device. He's going to need some help. In the meantime, FURIA will try to capitalize on this by making a play towards the ramp. Are they brave enough to go through that smoke? R picks the right direction. He's surrounded by 2 more players. That's a huge headshot from him. Sees the trajectory. He knows where Device is. Looking to cap him. Almost, but not quite. Smokes up. They don't have to worry about bomb plant pressure just yet. There's a minute on the clock. With the Glock, he'll get another kill. There's only 2 Astralis players remaining. A team kill. Maybe that's nerves. I don't know. But it's Dupree versus 4, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, what a heroic play from Art. I need to be taken down by his own teammate. But yeah, that was really interesting. It's really interesting because they got a player down lower, but Astralis, you can see they hard rotated everybody down lower. We saw everyone go down ramp. And at that point, there's only 1 player there. So it seemed like Astralis had this read that more players were down lower than there actually were. And Art was able to maneuver really well and just get these kills. And I think Astralis, they either didn't get the right communication or something was up with the information there for them. And that hard rotation, it made things difficult.
I feel like that was an adjustment from FURIA, where before they tried to keep it quiet or wait for something, but this time they tried to force the action in that position by making it obvious they were deep in the B bomb site very early. Because it compromises the defense on the ramp area. They tried to deal with it with, I think, Device in control, but he couldn't get the kill, so it made things really, really weird. Up close with the CZ, Device will make things weird, actually, around the secret position. 3 versus 3, maybe there's a rotation and those rifles are picked up. A Mag 7 could be very dangerous in this area as well, so this is a very interesting round. Surely FURIA can get some consecutive rounds now. They've got all their advantages in their favor, but Astralis so far have made good use of the CZ at close range, and there's plenty more CZ and Mag 7 action to come, so it's guesswork for FURIA as to where the CTs are, and that guess could be fatal for them.
I like Dupree's position as well, because FURIA are one of those teams that they will try to pull everybody down, have a lurker somewhere in lobby, and then just switch, just go up the ladder into the upper bomb site, and then you're out of position, and the round's over. Kind of a checkmate style situation. And, well, Dupree has been discovered with their Mag 7, and Zipex, okay, opportunity there, but perhaps not. Couter-strike will take him down, and 7-7. So despite some difficult times for FURIA, they have the ability to get the 8th round now. They've got the advantage on the weaponry, and you know, if they're able to win that pistol in the next half as well, maybe that upset is on the cards that you're looking for, James. But you know, we'll have to see. The CZs in the hands of the likes of Astralis, certainly scary, especially on a map like this where there's lots of options for this, aggressive options for the CZs, as well as, you know, nice close ranges on the upper and lower bomb side alike. So definitely can't count them out.
Ooh, we've got trajectory for grenades on the map now. I haven't noticed that before. All right, well, the CZs are causing more problems once again. Art's been taken out. One of the kind of stylish players to watch on FURIA. Maybe Nuke is a hard map to be stylish on, at least on the T side. Trying to make their way down with no smokes, FURIA, and they'll be successful. Anti-force by territory. They've got a minute 15 to try to take out Astralis while they're trying to move into aggressive positions. Now, Yuri's been heard in the garage area by Glaive. Surely he's been heard. But, well, looking at the radar, doesn't seem like he's figured it out just yet. So Yuri's now in a flanking position. Does he go up to clear out the A bomb site? There is a crossfire in B, so this could be very important for the team. If he can make sure no one is next to the vent, then that would be really important. If he goes towards the bridge, he should have enough of an angle. But he'll see that it's almost definitely empty, and I would expect that FURIA make their way in towards A.
Indeed, and this is kind of the thing we were talking about before, just very precise there from Glaive with the CZ as the quick pop flash is let loose. He's just trying to delay by time now, the smoke as well, to make things a bit more annoying, but it's just down to Zipex here in the final moments of the first half. First half of the finals here at ECS in Wembley. So, James, would you like to do the honours for the first time here?
Absolutely. Can FURIA close this out and make the butt-off prediction true? Find out after the break.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gents. It is about to be the second half between Astralis and FURIA on Nuke, and here we are. We're straight into the action. FURIA with a shaky start, but still winning many rounds on their first half. Now, if they can only win the pistol on the CT side, Astralis might have something pretty bad to worry about.
Yeah, the pistol was a great help, especially surviving the force buy of Astralis, giving FURIA a nice cushion to start with, and they closed it out with 8 rounds, which I think was a surprise if you looked at the fashion in which Astralis were winning rounds. But here we are, Astralis on the T side now, no P250 for them, but it looks like close quarters as they seem likely to be heading towards the A-bomb site, jump spotting towards the ramp position, maybe trying to keep people away from the A site as they start to force their way in, or try to, but it's still stuck behind the door at the moment, trying to track for the headshot case Rato. He will be denied, however. Vinny's on the way. Art moves in as well. Good timing for that potential crossfire with the CTs, but it might not be enough. They're at 2 versus 4 now. They'll need plenty of crossfires if they are to bring this pistol back.
See the Parrot jumping around corners with the Glocks as well. Art and Vinny can't count them out just yet as the headshots are out and about, but here for Magisk instead of for FURIA, as they will get wiped out there. Great performance from Magisk to clean up all of the FURIA players, and like FURIA did on their T-side, Astralis will win the T-side pistol, and FURIA, will they opt to go for the force buy like Astralis did?
I think I can hear Zonic shouting from here. We are elevated, as you saw on camera earlier. We're like in front of the stage. These guys are playing behind the stage, and I think I can hear him shouting nice all the way from back there. Always good to hype up the team. Astralis now looking for a potential anti-force buy situation. I doubt they know just yet. Well, actually, Art has fired 1 shot with the scout, so they probably know it's a force buy situation at this point. This will give them a chance to start with a reasonable lead if they are to clean up on this situation. Oh, cap seen. No more cap for Dupree.
It's a nice shot to connect, actually. It's a really difficult one, but just without hesitation, Art connects it. And that really, like, hitting shots like that gives me a good feeling about Art's performance or ability to perform here on this CD side. I'm looking forward to seeing it with Norp in his couter-strike, but for now it is the scout. couter-strike they'll know exactly where he is thanks to the Molotov, and they'll finish him off before he can use his utility set to get him out of trouble. And speaking of which, FURIA have decisions to make here, because it would be very troublesome if they were to push in for this retake. There may be more advantages to be found by just trying to get the exits. We'll see how this engagement goes. Shots being exchanged here, but FURIA still locked out of the choke points, looking like they still are committed to going towards that bomb. And, well, looks like pretty much everyone's going to get taken out here. Just R2 is playing passively with the scout.
I don't know who it was by decontamination who was dueling the guy with a CZ who was standing on the rail, but I think Art was trying to wallbang from the vents at the same time,
he was, yeah.
Which was pretty cool. But it was a weird situation. FURIA had, I think, 4 players. They had 2 of them who didn't have any Kevlar. So because they've got an eco in the next round, I think at a certain point, I mean, it's difficult, especially on Nuke, I think, on the B-bomb side, because you're so close to the site. But the choke points are so punishing, because in a lot of cases on different maps, I feel like people will be like, all right, let's not take this. It's almost, well, it's pretty much suicide. Next round is eco. We can reset with better positions with these weapons that we have, and just have a go all over again. But I feel like there's a lot of temptation on Nuke because of the vertical nature of the map, where you will push and won't get things a lot of the time, and then you'll lose almost everything. So now it's just a scout and a few CZs here and there, but we've got 2 unanswered frags for FURIA, so this is very interesting. One question is, can they retrieve any of these weapons? But right now, Astralis have no significant position and no answer to these frags. Yeah,
I really liked Astralis' approach, just bullying their way forwards through Squeaky. But in losing that kill for free, they lost all momentum. They couldn't get the trade. And once that happens, you can't then commit another player through the angle and then rely on a trade, because if that guy goes down, even if you get the trade, a huge disadvantage. But looks like Art has been found with an HE from Glaive, so they are starting to work on this now, but it may take some time to get everybody into position, and that time can be used proactively by FURIA with what little they have to try to get into the action. couter-strike is already 20 for 10, so he's obviously having a hell of a game here for FURIA, one of their star players, but the FURIA talent pool does run pretty deep in this team, so let's try to find a way to clean this up. couter-strike with that UMP looking dangerous.
Not quite time pressure just yet. trades will go in favor of Astralis, but the numbers are even. But the weaponry certainly is not. Device keeping his gun out until he's about to plant the bomb. So it's Yuri with a scout versus 2 full health players who could be in a trade frag situation. Device will spot him. Yuri not even able to begin to flick. And there it is. They survive those early frags, and it's 10-8 to FURIA, sorry, to Astralis. Now it's time for FURIA to buy. Art's kept enough money for the AWP, and they've got all the Yorgs, but they've got... Well, let's see how the utility turns out. It's a mixed bag. They're not in a terrible place. They've got mollies for the A-bomb site, so this should be interesting.
Yeah, they did all things considered as well, they did a pretty good amount of damage, so they can be pretty happy with that. Again, as we mentioned before, Art on the AWP is a defining factor, a focal point for this team, as he's able to creatively do quite a lot. Not afraid to get into the action. And he will be playing from secret stairs in this round. And Astralis are starting things off fairly slow. So
oh no. Device just fell off the roof and lost half his health.
Nice.
I saw in the X-ray. It's like, where is this player going? And the Device is on 50 HP.
All the smokes. Oh, can he get the one? That's all he needs is the one. He sees the hand.
Oh no.
I don't know if he was seen though. It was a right eye peek from Glaive, so there's a possibility he actually saw Art potentially.
Maybe why he messed up his Molotov from panic.
That's going to slow them down though, and also Art can keep tabs on that. So Astralis have to keep Art honest. They can't just let him sit there, and because otherwise the wall of smokes is somewhat pointless. So you either have to kind of commit behind it and push him back with force, or use utility to do so. Oh, shot onto Yuri. This is precarious stuff. 40 seconds to go though. Astralis need to get a move on.
Finny waiting to hold down this main position. Surely gets over the York, but no, he doesn't. couter-strike's blind. 3 unanswered frags for Astralis. Very, very fast indeed. That is a deletion. Moving into the main position, not losing a single player. That is a really tough task. They kind of made it look easy. That was absolutely savage, the way they came in there. I don't know where that flashbang came from, but it's Astralis after all. And they're showing why they're Astralis with that round. Yeah, that was nasty.
They had some great... They managed... It took them quite a lot of time to do it safely, but they got so much position, and their spacing was so good. And as you say, like the utility in combination with good timing and spacing, just that's all you need. And FURIA needed more warning of that coming to be prepared to at least throw some counter utility. Without that, they were just caught completely exposed. Really well played by Astralis. Gonna kick things off here with a fast dive down vent from Glaive. And Artie's got himself an aggression of his own in the works. And he's going to see magic. And he's forced to take him down. And who else is hanging out? Okay, so Art now, he's causing problems here. This is going to waste a lot of time. How long can he keep himself alive in this spot?
Could he have run away, I wonder? Now, do you just resign to the fact that your teammate is going to die, or do you try and protect him and help him? Well, some of the players have gone for a forward position, so indeed they know Astralis have to exterminate their teammate, and they're going to try and capitalize on this, but the flashbangs are too strong. 2 pistols remain, couter-strike and Able J. Now, maybe they would back off in this position and try and pick up something once Astralis move into a bomb site, because ultimately they've got to plant the bomb. So maybe either you hold a choke point and try and stop them and win the round, or you pick up the rifles and try and win the round, but as you can see, they're being disposed of. Device continuing with the MP9. What did he throw away? It looks like a larger gun than that. I guess they'll take a safer approach. 30 seconds and they're creeping towards secret. If Able J can survive here, if he doesn't fight to the death, then this could be very interesting, but Device is going to force him to fight to the death, and that leaves only 1 player to stop a bomb plant, who could be traded potentially, so... And then that would be the round. Oh no, they're going in. That is a great way to answer it. I saw disaster, but it's Astralis, and it's hard to cause disaster against Astralis.
Yeah, and that's actually the thing. Device, speaking of the MP9, the MP9 is actually really amazing against pistols, because it really punishes the fact that if you miss a couple of shots in the pistols, the MP9 gets on top of you because he doesn't have to stop moving, and you get really good movement speed with it too. Whereas a rifle, you stop, start, which actually gives the pistols more opportunity for easier shots, and also more opportunity to kind of make it awkward for you. So a really perfect weapon for the job there to make that safe. And 5 rounds in a row, looking pretty easy for Astralis right now. And FURIA, we've seen a fall by only once before this, like this, 4 Orcs and an Orb, and it got really badly shut down. It was a slow pace from Astralis, and they had that coordination from main. I think 4 players almost, and with like a God Flash into the upper bomb site. And that's how they crushed FURIA's fall by. So will they be able to do that again?
Yeah, this is the fall by from them for the most part. Light grenades on Art. He's got a flashbang though, and it can be important as a sniper to support your teammates, but it looks like Astralis will try to break that fast play by moving very quickly into A, at least through Squeaky. Spectre makes his way downstairs. He'll force the rotation. You've got Able J downstairs already, making a lot of steps, so they'll have a rough idea of where he is, I think. Now, FURIA have not won a CT round just yet, and that's completely unacceptable on Nuke. So they've got to turn it around soon because Astralis are moving pretty close to that victory. They've got a frag already, Astralis, not answered by FURIA, who still have control of the ramp, but that may change soon.
Yuri in problems there, having to dart backwards. And there's still plenty of time for Astralis to just make things uncomfortable here. They've obviously got Zipex down lower. Unsure if he's known, but surely they know now. Players in position to cover all of this. The setup from FURIA is beautiful. There is a player for everything, crossfires all over the place. Really well done. Astralis just kept it simple. They got positioned for a lower play, they went for it, and FURIA, they had enough information to be set up. So that's their first round. They survived with 3 players. That is exactly what they needed. They will have to keep it going though, because Astralis' pockets are going to run pretty deep still.
Very important pickup for FURIA. Yuri's got to pull out the French gun, and the AWP has disappeared for both teams. Device could have purchased one, but they may feel it's not necessarily necessary on every round. It depends on what you want to achieve, of course. And another, even on both sides, it seems that FURIA are losing a man very, very early. So every round has got to be the hard way. And when you go 4 versus 5, the stats aren't good to win a round. So it's proving to be very difficult for FURIA. Just can't stabilize in the first 30 seconds, it seems, on either side. And now everything slows down. Astralis lining up the smokes for outside. There isn't much to counter with for FURIA. 1 smoke, 1 Molotov, 1 HE grenade, and 1 flashbang. They do, though, have a lot of AUGs.
Art's looking to get information here. He's looking towards ramp because they want to know if those secret smokes. This is another way to check if there's a secret play. Well, hold that for, because here comes the engagement, and oh wow, just through the wall there to finish off Innie. There's not too much left here for Able to do. Oh, he gets the bomb though, and that will slow things down. He's going to have to try to push aggressively behind this. If he can get another frag, another 1 versus 1, but no, Device will deny him. And FURIA, they made the smart move there. You know, you can't, as you say, because it has no utility, no position, really commit everyone to a lower rotation just because you see the smokes outside. But one thing that can give you a tell is to see if there's anything happening in lobby, because if there's pressure towards ramp at that point, then obviously it becomes a bit more likely that the team is going to be coming towards lower. But here we are, 13-9. FURIA really struggling on their CT side. And this is kind of what I was talking about before, James, is that they can have these great T halves, but their CT sides against teams like Liquid, Astralis, they are significantly more challenging for FURIA.
Again, FURIA very light on grenades. I don't think they've had like 100% buy, full buy in any round just yet. Even when I said it was a full buy, Art had 1 flash, and that was about it. So they were a little short. And it doesn't look great in this position. Forced to use smokes early, as they know that Secret's been compromised already. And Astralis are looking for that early frag. They're trying to handicap FURIA and then capitalize and exploit them afterwards. Smoke towards main to deny information. Now this threatens Rap towards the hell position, and it forces Case Ratto to peek from heaven to keep an eye on what's going on. Where are we compromised? There's a lot of time on the clock as far as Counter-Strike's concerned for Astralis to quickly explode. Let's not forget their last play into main where they deleted 3-4 players in a matter of seconds. You can see Glaive is also trying to identify the makeup of the FURIA formation at the moment. We see a move into hell as we see Molotovs into heaven. Glaive, I think, was just spotted outside, but with 30 seconds left, 5 versus 5, what are you trying to do for FURIA? It has to be nervous times for them.
Yeah, when Astralis gets set up for a bomb site and they get to hit it flawlessly, it's so scary. It feels unstoppable. And here you go, 15 seconds, real slow round. Oh, that's an important one from Art. We'll take down Zipex, who was lurking the upper bomb site, but the real problem for FURIA is that the bomb is going to go down lower, and there's not really too much to stop it. This retake will be very labored, very difficult, and Magic will make it significantly worse with couter-strike getting eliminated. And you can see FURIA will call for the save. And that's Astralis getting to 14 rounds, only 1 buy round working out for FURIA. They are struggling enormously on the CT side. Again, this has been the problem for them, these CT sides. But I have to say, you know, it's a good problem to have, James, because I would say that it's easier to fix a CT sides than it is a T side. I think fixing T sides is significantly more difficult.
The string of lands for them at the moment are they're a huge test for FURIA, and this is a great way for them to start off, win or lose, just with maybe the toughest test of Astralis. And again, plenty of storylines on both sides. Astralis have they've got to show and prove after holidays and such. Not too shabby so far, but it's not won just yet. And we have another buy for FURIA. They've got the AWP back on that, but he's naked. Again, they just can't get a full buy. They're lacking grenades, or they're lacking Kevlar, they're lacking something every time. They have 3 of 5 defuse kits, and Art starts to creep. Maybe expecting the squeaky door to be blown off again. For many teams, it's part of the default to blow off the door of a HE, but it's not a given for every team in every round. So he'll be denied on this occasion. Maybe Astralis reading that they'll be looking for something like that with a player such as Art on their team. Who knows? Yeah,
it's one of those things where you can. It's like I think that the dynamic that's been established very well in Inferno and Banana, where if you set it up that you're like throwing utility towards door in this instance all the time, early timings, the CTs will just they'll dump their utility early. So in a round where you don't even do it, you get to save your utility, do it later on when they have less. So you get to bait them into using it when they shouldn't. And couter-strike in lobby when perhaps he shouldn't be able to get some info, but not too much. Vinny was checking it as well. So FURIA are really wondering what's up here with Astralis, and one of the very few rounds where we see FURIA starting off the round with an advantage on the numbers. However, Astralis always dangerous, although they are lacking the utility. They've got no smokes remaining at this point.
They've had to dump a lot of utility into the lobby because of that forward smoke from FURIA. I did want to note the wall of smoke outside. They delayed one of the smokes, which is commonly Molotovs. It wasn't on this occasion, but even if that was the plan, they had a delayed smoke. So Astralis haven't missed any detail in their recent absence. But yeah, this is ruined the timing somewhat for Astralis. But here they go into that main position again, which was savaged last time. They don't need to fight that one to the death. 1 for 1. That's not good enough for FURIA on the A bomb site. couter-strike's got to find 2, but he doesn't. And the trades continue. 3 survive though for FURIA. Not too many trades for them. They're only 4 rounds away. It's looked disastrous, and I mean it has been in this half, but they're still only 4 rounds away. So it's certainly not too late for FURIA. But it was so important. I think it's really hard to throw Astralis off their game on Astralis' T side, and that smoke was kind of ruinous for them, because if they had plans for late in the round with executes and so on, they had to dump so much utility just in case. Like, if Art's holding an angle anywhere, be it the radio room, the squeaky area, or the hut into lobby, you're dead. So they had to dump a lot of stuff. And speaking of dumping, they're dumping into the A-bomb sites at the moment. And again, FURIA have lost a man early. But this time it's a 4 versus 4.
Yeah, at least it's a 4v4. That is something. But that creates a lot of... So a super fast opening, but it creates so much room to work with for Astralis. They can slow things down now, and it's going to be significantly easier for them to find an opening in the CT defense. So they can play it slow, and that is a great shot there. What a stutter step from Glaive. Finds a very decisive shot onto Able J, getting himself positioned down lower. In the meantime, Art did pick up a frag, but the position is really what's important, and the position is with Astralis here for this lower bomb site plant.
3 versus 3. Everybody's downstairs for the CTs. Oh, absolutely denied. Astralis just ahead of the game. They know what you want to do before you know what you want to do. And that can be very costly. Huge frag for couter-strike. Closes the door so they can move to control. Can have more angles on the site. Device can keep an eye on a door, I think, without showing to the control windows. He's going to show presence to distract from Glaive. The Molotov will force Glaive forward. That grenade will be very, very timely. Don't think he saw the CTs. They're forcing their way instead of going all the way for this one. It's going to be really, really close. Now it's just Device trying to get a grenade in there, but he's down to 22 HP. Case Rat has got a defuse kit. There's got to be a meat shield. Yuri's got to protect him. Oh, he's so close to the defuse. Just about getting there in time. They really needed that one. But again, only one person survives for them. And that could be an issue in the rounds to come.
That was so close. Oh my god. FURIA just staying in it by the skin of their teeth. And as you say, James, it's not the ideal way to do it, but there's no other way than to do it at this point, as Astralis is so close to actually winning the match. So, I mean, Astralis have weird money as well. I mean, Astralis can get a buy-in, but they won't have maximum utility. And if they go for that buy, that kind of means that they need to play a somewhat faster round. And they won't have options in the mid to late round if it doesn't go well in the early round plays. So there's definitely an argument to go for a half buy here for Astralis. We'll have to see what they'll end up deciding to do. And in fact, it will be the half buy for Astralis. So there you go. So FURIA will have some... They'll be able to take some relief in that. But of course, Astralis are always dangerous. I'm sure they have a plan for a round such as this. But yeah, this is not over just yet. It'd be cool to see...
It's only 3 rounds, man. 3 rounds.
Yeah, just a second win may have just been found by FURIA. We'll have to see.
The early mollies are in. There's a smoke by the vent. Does that cause concern for FURIA? Perhaps it does. Art's in the lower area. Having a look. Even with the CZs, the pistols for Astralis, they will still create some doubt or a passage to close range engagements with the wall of smoke outside. The 3 smoke, wall of smoke. Again, you see the late one captured by Sliggy. Very nice work. And there is the pilgrimage. Quietly going downstairs. No sound cues. Could be 1, could be 5, could be none. This will be a numbers game. Someone's got to take a bullet for the president. Or do they? You can see they've got mollies to line up to even deny this position. The bomb is still upstairs for the time being. It's been carried by Zipex. So what is the ultimate plan? It seems the bomb may want to join the players, unless it's going to wrap into the A bomb site. We'll see what the ultimate plan is. Art forced away, down to 27 HP. Now he's very vulnerable to a fast peek with a pistol.
That is so amazing. They know he's going to stand in the Molotov for a frag. Bait him forever. That's so cool to see. They will get taken down to the weaponry, or the superior weaponry of FURIA. Oh! Okay, shot in the back. Good cover from Art, I suppose. Better late than never. Device has found himself an AUG though. He's in a really awful predicament indeed. Just goes and dies. So there it is. FURIA cleaned that round up. Wasn't all that scary in the end. Perhaps not as clean as they would have liked, but it will do. And speaking of getting in full buys, they will still be denied that, perhaps James, because Yuri can't get all of his nades, and they don't have all the AUGs. But that's fine. Zipex just broke the milestone of 600 kills throughout the ECS finals that he's attended. Nice.
I'm liking the stats. I like the odds for FURIA as well. They were extremely juicy odds. I think the best one on Nuke. It's very nice and still doable for FURIA. 2 rounds away now. Not a fan of trophies, it seems. Will we see a smoke towards the main position? Art's caught completely off guard. How on earth did that happen? Was not expecting that at all. That is disastrous for FURIA. They have another man down there, but now there's so much concern. There's so much time for Astralis to exploit this. Again, pretty much a free kill for them in this situation. And then there's so much time, plenty of guesswork to be had. You can see the aggression from FURIA towards the ramp position, trying to cut off areas of the map. Yuri, can he get 2? He almost can, but not quite.
Yeah, that's really, really big there from Magis. Important trade. They need more, though. And they're going to get more. Couter-strike and Able J able to defend the upper bomb site. In comes the flank from Vinny. He's done some good damage as well, causing Glaive to have to turn between 2 places, and he just can't. Couter-strike finishes it off. And again, another round where FURIA, they go down to 2 players, and it looks a bit sketchy at times, but they get it over the line, and that's the important part. 13-14 now as Astralis don't have good money, so they're going to have to half-buy again. And FURIA looks like they cleaned that last half up pretty well, so they'll be confident. And they're looking to move to a tied game situation. So despite the fact that I think, James, it's fair to say, even in the first half, even though FURIA got 8 rounds, it looked like a struggle. And on this half as well, it's looked like a struggle.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it often does versus Astralis, but it's weird because of the way it's looked. It's surprising to see them with so many rounds at this point.
True.
But they don't really have any money in the hole. Now we've got a hero Galil for Astralis. I don't know if we're going to see any more as their timeout soon finishes. There's a tech pause as well. But I mean, FURIA could still be broken, and this would be a disastrous point to be broken. So this is a very interesting situation at present, and that was a really really odd one as far as that's concerned. But it's very interesting because I wonder, you know, FURIA have a number of lands with which to prove themselves. This is a very tough spot for them, and if nerves play into this point at all, that could be the end. But I mean, just look at the situation in terms of money. I wonder if there was a round restore and maybe the Galil was bought by accident. We'll see. It seems there is a half buy, no Galil, so I guess someone. I'm guessing there's an auto buy. I don't understand why pros have auto buy in their config. Just remove it. It's not in my config.
Can't all be like you, James.
Probably good for the best.
Well, we're back into it. Astralis with a half buy, and they will be going outside once again. A bit faster this time behind the smokes, and perhaps that pace will catch FURIA off guard. I think we need some game sound. Pipe that into the headphones. There we go. Beautiful. And not too many grenades here from FURIA. They would have dumped a lot, you know, as counter utility to serve as a protection against fast timings. And Astralis straight in towards the vents and decontamination, and control is somewhat off limits for now. But what are you going to do now? You've managed to make your way down this far, but how do you get through the choke points?
I think Zipex is going to go fishing towards the A bomb site. I think Glaive is looking for an opportunity if he gets any information. So it seems they'll continue to show some presence, at least with some footsteps, some jiggling maybe from Dupree in control. But I do wonder. Well, I mean, I think Zipex is in the anti-eco position at the moment. So if you were the guys with the guns, that's the place where you can fall back if the CTs were to rush lobby, for example. Which is why I refer to it as the anti-eco position. All right, so Glaive showing presence. The bomb is in the lower area on device. couter-strike's got to deliver that kill. He does. All right, so it seems they've stabilized FURIA. I'm wondering about the nerves, even the knife. All right, so I guess they're not nervous after all. That said, that is important money at this point. If you can get away with that, it is risky because you don't want to give Astralis that bonus money. Those are extra grenades which may cost you the game. So, I mean, if you're brave enough, if you think you know the timing and he's not going to plant, then be my guest.
I thought he would have had to use the orb to actually deny the plant. I didn't know he had time for the knife.
If the device had turned around, he plants the bomb.
It's, well, 14-14 we're here. FURIA with a string of rounds right at the end, and it was looking very unlikely, but now they've made it possible. Astralis running out of steam right at the worst possible moment, and that's upset on Nuke is on the cards here. And let's not forget, Astralis, their last appearance at the tournament at the Blast, that's when they lost their streak on Nuke against ENCE. And FURIA recently played ENCE on this map, and I don't think it went super well for them. I think in Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. And they also struggled against Liquids, also on Nuke. But I have to say, with all the Nuke that we've been seeing recently, James, I've actually been really enjoying the fact that teams are understanding how to play the map better, because we are seeing a lot better T-sides and understanding of how to play those T-sides across the board. So slow timing with the wall of smokes, Zipex with lobby presence. So this is very standard. This is like one of the most standard rounds you could ask for on the T-side.
Art's in the same position. On the stairs. Limited success. But maybe he'll have some more now. Oh, he's adjusted. He's got a Molotov of his own.
That's actually huge because he can still hold his position, because that molly holds him, but he also has them held, and he understands this. So can he get a cheeky shot in? He's got to be so careful. It's such a fine line. Ooh. That's a hard one to hit.
There's 25 seconds on the clock. That incendiary could be ruinous. Have they adjusted at the perfect time, FURIA? The door is open, and Glaive has been closed off from this round. FURIA might be moving to match point in this first best of one. They're stuck. They can't get through the choke point. There's 10 seconds on the clock. They've got to get this bomb down, but look at the flurry of frags. Just in time, of course. It's Astralis. Maybe they can turn this all the way around. No mollies for the CT side. More frags for Astralis. 2 versus 2 now. This is absolutely ridiculous. Xyp9x, I don't think, has shown his position. Creeping to control. How long does couter-strike hold this angle for? Xyp9x moving up now. Oh, look at the wrong way! Oh, I thought he might have missed it. It's gone down to the wire. That was absolutely crazy. What an effort from Astralis. What an effort from FURIA. From couter-strike, 28 frags at the moment. He and Glaive up there, but jeez Louise, you saw that one turning around for Astralis.
Oh my god, that was really, really brutal. That almost went Astralis' way. I can't believe it. They were so much in a disadvantage there, and yet they still look dangerous. But it's FURIA with the W, and at least for Astralis, they get that bomb down. They have enough money for a full buy here, and I think they have, well, close enough to full utility. So at least they got a good shout at this overtime. Oof, FURIA. Again, it's the quality of their individuals, honestly, that keeps them alive in a lot of these dangerous situations. I think they remind me of how back in the old days, you know, Fallen first came up with Kaboom TD. It started off as a team that had great strategy and tactics, and then we understood that the talent ran really deep over time with that team. And FURIA kind of they remind me of that sometimes, because they focus on the strategy, they focus on the tactics, they focus on innovation, but the talent is there to back it up. And that is what you need when you're against the best teams in the world, because stuff is going to go wrong. You've got to have players that can handle that on the fly. FURIA certainly do.
Yeah, I'm glad they've managed to keep their roster together so we can see where the ceiling is for them. It's a story you don't often get to see with all these orcs and all this money, but we do on this occasion. Look at that. FURIA get an opening frag, not answered by Astralis for once. And what a time to do it. The bomb's been dropped on the floor, and the advantages continue for FURIA. 4 versus 2. Surely there's no way back into this. Device 1 versus 4. Oh my god, FURIA have done it. 16 to 14. It was never in doubt, Dan. It was never in doubt.